Music Records.
Poverty-stricken, buying lottery tickets, nothing again. Damn, you gotta be kidding. It's constantly sickening, hoping and wishing. Never acquiring riches, desiring women. Most only desire the digits. It's science, my nigga. Learning self-reliance, you feel me? In the wilderness, facing all your giants, you feel me? Societal menace, that's what they label me under. If life's a bitch, everybody paying the fucker the beautiful struggle. Tell me, what would you do for the roughest? In a world full of hate, that's refusing to love you, unusual hustle. But it's just so common to us, trust. Yeah, that was always a problem for us. Fuck the world, I just hope the condom don't bust. No sight of direction, that's why we always catching the cut. Where the darkness is bright, lost from the sight. Feeling like I'm going backwards, like I'm wrong in my rights. Instruments to ignorance, play songs in the night. The streets of pain, pathways of strife. On water soil, disconnected from our roots.
Yo, it's JP on the FWN podcast. Fuck with me, the Diary of the Strong Black People. And I'm here again in the rabbit hole with Lil Cuz.
Yo, what's up?
What's good with you, Lil Cuz, man? It's been a little minute, man.
Yes, sir.
I mean, we've been definitely surviving off of, some stuff we just been saving in the savings account, man, and just living off of that and not coming back into the gym and getting it in again, man. So we here, we back at it again, man, and you brought something to my attention that I'm glad that you brought, man. But spiritual living and getting caught in religion, Christianity and stuff like that, and just the mental part of a box that we're in, a lane that we're in, and not it's more now in this world of thinking and not feeling anymore. The spiritual realm of feeling, everything is think. If I can't outsmart, dang, I'm dead. Like, a lot of things, man, we can definitely probably not get into or put ourselves into or stuff like that, man, is if we just open up and feel our gut feeling.
And so, I don't know how many of us had our grandparents in our life, but our grandparents were the spiritual ones. Those were the ones who were feeling it.
Our great-grandparents. Those were the slave mentality coming out of to where they knew song is how they communicated. The hymns, and that's how they were able to get the word out. It was all spiritual back then. Right now it's a lot of just sayings. You heard it all your life. Now you grown, you repeating it, but you ain't living it. But you quoting and giving sayings for the likes and the retweets, 100, check mark. I see a lot of fear in a lot of people right now. A lot.
But it is what kind of fear are you seeing? Is it the right kind of fear?
No, it's a lost fear. They don't know which way to go. And they panicking. The Bible even says, man, you wasn't created to feel, to worry, any of that. Trust in me. A lot of people right now, we want more so much to we think that, I don't want to be comfortable. I don't want to ever get too comfortable or complacent. That is just some bullshit, because that's not what it really is. It's the thirst and the hunger for the financial part and the dominance of people bowing down and worshiping your achievements. Not even you as a person, just what you have done for a cause or for people or to make our lives or what you created.
And let's hold right there. When you say that, we need to get back to some of these old traditions that we have. We'll let another community or another race come in and influence us so much that we gotta have that corporate success. that we gotta have that financial blessing. When you may work a 9 to 5, middle class, but you got a family. You may have 3 kids. You coming home, you can see your 3 kids, spend time with your 3 kids, spend a little time with your wife, versus you at the office all day. Don't see your kids, don't see your wife that much. When you come home, you bring your work home with you. That's supposed to stay at work, man.
Yeah.
Man, and hold on before you come in, and the blessing that you're receiving right then, if you're a spiritual man, you can see that. You can see that. Oh, I may not walk into a big mansion or a big home, but I'm so spiritually blessed that nobody in those mansions can even touch me, can come close to me.
But that's the thing. You don't see it. You feel it. When you walk into that mansion or you walk into that 3-bedroom house that you got right now, the way that you feel when you're inside that house, that feeling, that welcoming, warm feeling of safety, secure, stability, it's not, we got to get away so much of what we see.
But, and that's called vibrations, man. When you walk in the room, if you're a spiritual person and you really in your spirit, your body tells you, it gives you vibration, they give you vibes like, man, nah, that ain't right. Mm-hmm. Nah, oh yeah, you good right here. You can chill right here. Let your guard down a little bit. Mm-hmm. But if you just talking about it and you never practice what you preach, then you're a religious person.
Okay.
So now you may walk in a room with a bunch of bad vibes, but you don't even know it because you're not spiritually.
Because all you know how to do is quote. That's all you know how to do. Just quote.
Okay.
The people reading and memorizing the Bible just verbatim, but not feeling and letting it marinate in their spirit.
Man, I can remember being around my granddaddy and watching him fast. I never asked why he fast, but watching him fast, because he said it's part of his religion. He said it's letting him get spiritually closer to God. And not only did he fast when he didn't have something that he was trying to get, he fasted when the Lord gave it to him. He fasted when God gave him what he asked for, he fasted then to let him know, oh, I thank you.
That's the thing. We get so caught into selfish prayers of, because I need something. I need to be lifted out of something. I need to be brought out of something. I need something to come through. And then you go talk to him. But the songs say praise him in the good or the bad. But how many people really in that mind when they going bad, they saying thank you? Because you thinking about the situation, but not the life itself. A lot of people I hear when they scared to take step forward, I heard a lot of people say, man, because I feel like I'm failing, failing in life. And then some people go as far as I failed. I'm like, you failed, like in school, right? College, elementary school, high school, you got semesters, marking periods. In that week span, you have a deadline, just like our life. We have an end of course, which is death, right? Midterms, your grades come out. You're failing. But until it's over with, which is the market period is over with, you have time to bring your grade up for it to be a passing grade. Your final grade does not come out until death. So, bro, as long as you waking up every day, you got a chance to bring up that failing grade you feel like you got.
And that's another thing, man. They put the fear of death in us. Mm-hmm. The fear of death. We were not given, like you brought up earlier, we weren't given the fear. We weren't given fear. Mm-mm. But they put the fear of death in us. We knew that we had to come on this earth and one day we got to leave. We knew that. There's a start and there's an end. We knew that. So what is that a fear? If we know that it's certain to be here, what are we fearing?
Because that's the devil and his minions getting you off of your purpose of coming to do your job, because now you're selfish because you're indulging in the worldly things of life and enjoying it. And you don't want to give it up by dying.
And that'll bring me back to what I'm trying to get to. When we die, okay, I'll take you for instance. When you die, you have faith that all your works that you did and then stored into your daughter, that she'll be able to carry on everything that you wanted to carry on. She'll be able to pick up exactly where you left off and take it a little further.
Mm-hmm.
And you have faith in that, right?
I do. Because that's all in my ability.
So how do we know that is your faith and that's not just what you hoping? See, a lot of us just hoping, and that's why we're scared. That's why we're scared of death. Because we hoping that our kids can be strong and take what we teach them and continue on our name and our legacy. We don't really know. We don't have the faith to say, I'm not worried about if I die right now, my kid can come on and take my place right now. Or my kid to be okay.
But that's the difference. You know, when you say hoping, right? Nobody, you can tell when it's hope and when you know God or the creator, whoever that you refer him to, you know, makes a way. Because hope, you don't put no work towards your prayers. You don't put no action towards it. That's hope. You just talking. But the faith is doing your faithful due diligence while you praying, because people get back to what I was saying about the greed and the thirst for more, because you have this right here, but we want so much and we're looking so much further to get more, but don't see what we got in front of us. But the scripture also says, you know, be thankful over the few, and I will make you ruler over many. If you want promotions, you want the next step of your career, your business standpoint, but you're not thinking and being appreciative of what you have because you want so much more, but you don't stop to just thinking and manifest and indulge and let it marinate in the moment and thank him for every day that passed of what he gave you as that night ends to begin to move forward. Because when you are thankful and you are appreciative, he will give you more. But with great power comes great responsibility. And a lot of people are not ready for the responsibility that comes behind the wealthy lifestyle or the more, because nobody's wanting more to just be regular. The more that people want is the upper echelon more when you are highlighted in the public eye, but you don't want to be judged and watched and monitored, but you want what they give. And you know that's the deal. Why are you pretending like you don't know that's the deal? That nobody ever said we will allow you to have much and many in the world without us having to be able to watch over you and be in your business. That's the contractual agreement that you don't read. You don't read that part. You think those 8, 10, 29 pages is just about the money? My split? But your likeness is gone. That's why you can't sue the media. That's why you can't sue the media, bruh. That's in there. Your likeness is gone. They got immunity. Now, if Joe Blow slander your name, yeah, you go at them all you want. But the media is like the police. They can come high speed chase, wreck up all your shit in the neighborhood, break your car, but you got to file it under your insurance and take care of that yourself.
So how can we take that more and use it to benefit us then?
The more that we have to start being mindful of what's around us. When you want more, there's somebody right next to you that has what you need to catapult for more, or B, two minds are better than one.
But like I said, we so easily influenced that, like you said, two minds are better than one, or you may be right here and you have what I need to move forward, and I got what you need to move forward. Mm-hmm. But because we so easily influenced, we looking at each other like, boy, you better not say nothing to me. The first time you say something to me is on.
But most of the time, bro, that person, they ain't never even did nothing to you. Most of the stuff that we think somebody's trying to do to us, sometimes is your own insecurities eating inside of you that you directing to somebody, putting on somebody else, and that's what they do to us. Call us bullies, call us evil, call us ravages and savages, and irate. How many times you told a black person no and they caught a tantrum? Huh? How many times? How many times that we just wanted something, you told us no, and we just up in arms took that shit to social media? Up until now, that we just raved and ranted, that we just, you told us no by something we need. We never came and asked for something we wanted that we didn't need and was told no. We never came and asked for nothing extra. Nothing that we don't, why do you need that? Nigga, everything that we have, we're mad about it, irate about is stuff we need to survive.
But yet, we manage to survive.
We do. But they think it's because they keep letting the foot off the gas and giving us another chance. They squeeze our neck till we almost to that last breath, and they be like, all right, now you know how close I got this time. Just know that I can do it to you next time. And then now you thankful because you got another day. Bruh, that nigga didn't spare your life. The power of the creator did, because it ain't your time. Because if you had not been spiritually inclined, when you was just tested by the devil, God wouldn't have been there to keep that from happening. People think, well, if God loves his people, why do they allow people to get shot and die? The thing about it is sometimes in those lifestyles, depending on what it is, especially gang violence, more so gang violence, you get signs to get out of it. There's signs that he give you. There's signs that he send people to let you know, stop, slow down. You need to get right.
But that brings back, if you're not spiritually inclined, do you get those messages?
Whether you are or not, you get them. The question is, do you feel them, and do you accept them? Do you know what it feels like? Do you know what that is? You think the voices in your head is wrong. We are taught to think, bro, if you talking to yourself or you hear voices in your head, then you crazy, you psycho. They tell you, bro, to stay out your head so much, man, because, I hear a lot of people too just be like, man, I'm just so stuck in my head and I need to stop that. And I'm like, why? Like, man, because the things that's in my mind, bro, ain't good thoughts, they dangerous. And I'm like, we took those words that they're saying that with our minds are dangerous or we're thinking bad thoughts. They were never bad and dangerous thoughts. When it comes to dangerous and bad, means not that we're violent. Nigga, them bad and aggressive thoughts is going to take over the world. It's going to make a difference. But we took, my mind is dangerous. It's bad thoughts. That's what you took as if it's violent. No, they bad thoughts because what you want to be an entrepreneur for? Why you want to work for yourself? That is a bad thought.
And that's why when you talk about the government and all of that kind of stuff, that's why they corrupt, because those weren't people who were supposed to be ruler over many. Like, we were born kings and queens, so they try to keep as many of us out as possible from feeling our natural power.
Bro, we have to affiliate. We went through life thinking we gotta affiliate ourselves with groups to have favor. You go and you become a Kappa, you become a Q, you become this, you become that. You join this committee on the city council. Bro, a lot of those is, bro, when you sign those dues and join them clubs, bro, you're protected. You feel like you gotta be and pay dues to be accepted and protected. A lot of those things, bro, is you join them groups because you want to act out. And you want to be protected by that. Because a lot of things people always tell you about what you want to be in a Mason or any other thing like that. People just straight say, oh, y'all get the plug with the police or some shit. Y'all get off on shit. Like, what the fuck you think some shit like that? Like, why is that the first thing you think of some shit like that? That we well connected to where we get off on shit. Like, if the purpose of some of those groups is to be better and better people, nigga, why do we need immunity? If we going into it a good thing, why the fuck am I worried about having immunity?
Like you said, man, we lost. And with us being lost, man, it's just, we need a leader. All of us are not chiefs. All of us are not chiefs. We have to accept our time that we are followers until the time that we can lead. And it's just that we're so lost that we just, and so easily influenced that we watch these movies and all of these celebrities and we just go and join these groups in hopes to be like them. In hopes that I can be with this group where if I get pulled over, all I got to do is show a sign and I can get off.
We don't need no leadership. We don't need no leadership, bro. Like, we got it. Our instincts tell us all. That spirit, we think instincts is called instincts, bro. It's called your fucking spirit, bro. It's your spirit, man. Keeping you on point.
We need to be somewhat trained up to be ready for the world. We need, and our leaders should be our fathers. Because it's our father's job to train us up and bring us into the world.
And they took him away now. They took him away.
But,
they took him away.
Exactly that's why I said we lost, and we're following until it's our time to lead. But you took our chief out the household. Yep. So now we lost. We easily influenced now. We just, what, man? We follow anybody, dog. We following anybody, man.
Whoever that they say is influential. And some of these folks, they already, by the time that we come across them, they've already had 1.5, 200K views already. 111,000 shares already. So who knows how many people and how much of them numbers are fabricated before they get to us? How many real people that shared that? Other than the folks in your community that that's your Facebook friend. You know what I'm saying? When you see them sharing something and they already got 11,000 or 500K, shares already, you don't know. So when we see shit like that, sometimes niggas don't even really read it and understand it. It's just a lot of people shared it. So obviously this is a meaning. They got it. If they rocking with it, I'm rocking with it. That's just where it's going.
And that's so crazy, man. We so easily influenced that we gotta go with the flow, man. We gotta go with what's popping. Man, like what? Take the time to press play and listen to what that man talking about. If you can't talk about no more than, oh yeah, I slang his bag and make it, talk about the other side of it, man. Talk about them the nights where you ain't making no money, dog.
No. What you mean? They're not to make you prepare for the loss. If you just see success, you know, you don't think that is ever a bump in the road. So when you hit that bump in the road, you ain't got no backup plan. You ain't never even set yourself up to understand that this could happen.
Man, we talked about this in a earlier episode. If you spiritually inclined, you can't help but critically think.
Yeah.
You can't help but think, oh, I know that I can never put my trust in another human being to where he will let me down. I can never say you will fully never let me down. So I always gotta have a backup plan just in case you wanna try me. If ever this plan fail, I gotta go back to this plan. When you spiritually inclined, you naturally critically think. And that's why they stop teaching it in school, because they don't want you to critically think and get spiritually inclined.
But
then you will feel the vibrations.
Critically thinking was just to say, okay, they can't think. But then realized that we can think. They went and played on the mind to tell us that we don't know what we thinking. That's the problem. When they were doing the critically thinking, they weren't expecting us to be able to dig deep like that and to comprehend. Then when we did, they were like, well, shit, if they know it, we gotta throw them off. So just tell them they don't know what the hell they're talking about. And now we're not confident because the self-esteem level of being called a dummy because of your environment or where you grew up from or your family-oriented tree, you know, your family tree dropouts. You know, they all stay in the hood. They all drink. They all smoke. They all dropped out of school. They gamble. You know what I'm saying? They rob. They felons. So with that, now it's like, okay, if that's your family or that's what you associated with because you live in that area, I already got you mentally right there. Because, you know, I talked to a guy the other day, man, real cool brother, man. I'm gonna bring him on and we gonna chop it up. Real good too, man. Terry. You know, he said some shit to me that really came to my mind. He was just like, you know, do you notice when you get in a conversation with somebody at the beginning, they ask you what you do for a living? You know what I'm saying? And first of all, that ain't your business. But what he said next, it blew me. It blew my mind because he was just like, you know, that's the time that they take to figure out how they're going to talk to you for the rest of this conversation or how they're going to view you. Because if I tell you I'm the trash man, you may be nice to me at that time and, you know, warm and inviting. But as soon as I get into it with you or you get in your feelings and you be going back and forth, now I'm the scum of the earth because really I'm a trash man. What am I? You know what I'm saying?
And because you're not financially inclined, that's why they feel that they can do that to you.
Mm-hmm.
And that all ties back to a religious person. Or the Bible say, don't judge, everybody all the same. But, and what's your occupation? Are you a trash man? I know he ain't got one time to get wrong with me, and I'm going to tell you this, man, you pick up trash for a living, dog. But not knowing that man is so spiritually rich that he's what you need to catapult in life. That's the difference from being spiritual and religious.
Man, we speak so much, and I don't think people understand it either, right? Oh man, we living in the Bible days. Oh man, right now the way the world going, it played its way in the Bible. It's just y'all wake up. It's there in the Bible, right? And that's true. That's definitely true. But they are just saying that. They're not feeling that. Because if they felt that, they would be moving different. Because these folks, if you live in the Revelations, Jesus, they keep telling how God coming back. How God coming back to get his people, right? These fools thinking that it's going to either be a rapture, he going to flood it, full of fire. They just think he just going to step down here and it's all going kaboom. From my opinion, from with listening, that's what I'm hearing, right? But it also says He's coming back for them one by one. And that is what he's doing right now. These people that's leaving out here, he is picking his folks out that he is ready to abort the mission. That's all it is. We all have been charged to do something in this time frame that we are renting this life.
Like you said, yeah, we living in the Bible days, and if we live in Revelation, you would know. But it's also things we can do to help prevent some of this stuff.
It is. However, evil is so strong. Right is so easy. I mean, wrong is so easy. Right is so hard. So in the plan and in the written, it's showing that there are things that can be done, but it's hard to do the right thing because evil and wrong is so at arm's reach. You feel like if you do right, it'll take you a long time to get what wrong can get you right then and there. So it's already written that the fight and the battle was hard. That's why he got to keep sending people. We thinking that we just reckless. We around here having unprotected sex. You women having these babies and this, that, and the other, bro. These black people keep having these kids because we are supposed to dominate. We're supposed to dominate. You know what I'm saying? And no matter what pro-life or abortion, what the Republicans are going for, you know, it ain't got nothing to do with, you know, being able to, you know what I'm saying, not have an abortion. Abortion, what they saying is, bruh, it ain't about being pro-life or anti-life. It's about, bruh, they want you to keep having these kids and kicking that man out so you can keep asking them for the money. These white folks on the other side and this Republican side, like, no, we're not about to keep paying you for laying on your ass. No. Get rid of it. If it's an embryo, it's nothing, bro. 2-3 weeks, bro, that has not developed. Stop thinking. We sitting here think that's murder. Bro, if I plant a seed in the ground, pour some water and I change my mind and snatch it back up, did I just kill the plant? I didn't kill the plant. It didn't do nothing yet, right? All I did was put it in there and let it sit for a minute, maybe a week or two. And I was like, you know what? I don't feel like having this responsibility coming out here watching this and keep watering it and keep coming out here and monitoring it. I don't want that. Never mind, bro. I don't want to start it and then it just die on me. Because now I'm going to feel like I wasted some time and that's the life that's murder. That is what we keep doing to our people. We are murdering each generation behind us because we keep allowing ourselves to bring new life into a trauma-filled world. But then you have people like you and your age range, and you haven't really noticed yet. I don't know if you have, and now I ain't gonna speak for you. And let me take that back. I ain't gonna speak for you, but I've noticed. I don't know if you have, but a lot of people your age and over, starting at 23, but they have no desire to have kids. None. My age group is the last one that will probably, no matter what age they are, going up to 40, at least one. At least one. But anybody 96, 95 and forward, y'all are starting to see that is a responsibility that you start to second guess if that's what you want to do. And not only the responsibility part, having a life depend on you is heavy.
Well, because I'm going to speak from staying in the mat time. You must ain't looked around here because everybody got a baby around here, though. So I don't know.
Okay, that's what it appears. But again, go look at your graduating class. Look at your graduating class behind you. You see so many, you see the people that have them. And because that's so frequent, you think it's more of them than what you really have that's not having kids. Bro, it's a lot of people out here that's searching for someone who ain't got kids, that's single without kids. I see it every single day. That is what people are. Hey, and then we go back and forth and call it bashing that if they choose to do that and not have kids, don't be disrespecting people with kids, or they say, well, I'm just not ready. I don't know how y'all do it. You ain't built for this. Nah, maybe that's true. That's why they ain't going out there being reckless. And if they are, shit, they spending that $500 every time. I mean, but they're not bringing that life into this world and poisoning it. And that's what that is what the millennium generation was, the most important generation created. And if you want to know what's failing or we are failing.
Every baby is born poison. Every baby is not born saved. Every baby is born poison. You're born of the world. It's up to your parents to
that's spirituality though. That's different. You speak of spirituality of born into sin. I'm talking about mental trauma that we passing down to a kid. You talking about spirituality. We are born of the world. We are born into sin. That yes, every black child is born that way. That's spirituality. And that's something as a parent you have to smooth and iron out. That's why they sins are your sins, because you are the one to lead them. But on a trauma standpoint of knowing good and well, bro, you can't even take care of yourself. Let alone now you gotta grind and try to make sure that one eat, even if you can't eat. Now what are the things that you got to do to make sure you get those things for that little one to eat?
Okay. So now that you made it clear, we talking mental trauma. Now, yeah, I understand, because we do have some people who are not mentally able to say, well, I only have enough money for one person to eat. Whether it's me or my child, I have enough for one person to eat. And we have those people who choose themselves over their child. Yeah. And that's introducing that mental trauma. Now that you're so selfish and worried about you, he gonna go to school and he can get breakfast and get another little lunch. He'll be okay. This is the first time I ate all day.
But you forgot when you were in school how much you ain't like that shit that we was fed. How we chose to not eat at all because that shit just looked ridiculous and disgusting and unhealthy. So we waiting to get home to eat because we don't want that trash.
And that ties back into, okay, now that I sinned of choosing me over my child, my future. Now that I chose me, now that he's gonna grow up choosing himself over his children.
My high school had a partnership with Papa John's Pizza. They would serve pizza for $2 at lunch. I'm talking about somebody was behind that counter, busting them boxes open, slicing the pizza up, giving it to you $2. Brother,
nah.
People was complaining about not having free lunch, reduced lunch, and paying for lunch. That was the outcry, right?
Now let me speak on being the outcry, because I'm part of the outcry. I'm part of, they did an outcry. Now I'm the results of the outcry. Michelle Obama in office. She induced this nutrition plan where she don't, no obese children.
Mm-hmm.
Now you take the real snacks and chips out of the vending machine and put this reduced fat and zero trans fat and
glucose free.
And yeah, man. All these diet sodas in the vending machine. Come on, man.
Tastes like a paper plate.
Come on, man. Then we get a piece of chicken. It don't look like it's ever been alive.
Mm-mm.
Man, what? I don't want this.
But we would hag our parents down for them $2 every day. Sometimes you want 2 slices. That's $4. So if you get 2 slices every day, 5 days a week, that's $4. 4 times 5. That's 20. 5 days out the week. 4 weeks out the month. What that is? $80. But if you pay for your lunch, then you won't even pay close to that a week. But you force me to not want to pay that, to poison me with that, because you know good and well I would spend my money for something I won't. I'm not gonna give you the $1.50, $1.25 for that shit. You know what I'm saying, per day, because I don't like that shit.
And you know, just another thing, because I want to make sure we get this point across before we got to get out of here. You know, man, we put so much, and it's the religion and not the spiritual side. It's the faith, it's the hope and not the faith side. We put so much pressure on these pagan activities, man. Like, you gotta go to the church house. You gotta go to the church house. Hey, I didn't see you at church. Where you at, man? I didn't see you at church. And I'm like, so only on Sunday am I supposed to see you and get together and praise his name? Only on Sunday?
Because it's big business. You put fear in our heart to believe that we can't do wrong. Then we move wrong. We got to go somewhere and confess our sin. And then we got to pay for it.
Like
we're going to give a donation, right? So the Bible say they get it so misconstrued about, well, the Bible says bring your tithes and offering to the storehouse. And your tithes is 10% of your earnings. When you hear 10%, you automatically think that's your finance, that you got to get. So you take away that building. What would you give your 10% to?
The community.
Exactly. So you're telling me you're going to stop me from going out into my community and pouring into these young men that's at these community centers all the time that need uniforms for basketball, need uniforms for football. They got softball, soccer. And you telling me you want me, you have built in my mind that my 10% goes to a building that I can get my nourishment from. But we had this conversation a couple of episodes again. What does the Bible say? Church is when two or more touch and agree.
So a religious person, where two or three are gathered in his name, where two or three are gathered in his name, that's church. But to a religious person, two or three have to be gathered at church.
With a cross on the top of the building.
They have to be gathered there.
Yeah.
But to a spiritual person, to a person that practices his faith, he can go into the grocery store and to a complete stranger, and they can spill over and start talking about God. That stranger could be going through something. And because you spilled over and you start talking to him about, just about a little small talk, and then y'all end up building into a long conversation like y'all knew each other more than just 5 minutes ago. Man, you have spiritually reached out and connected with that man. You might have saved that man from going home to blowing his brains out. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't in the church.
But that's your 10%.
That's your tithe. That's your 10%.
You saved a life.
That's your 10%.
But do you know what's so crazy? Right? I don't think people really know or remember or even ever research, but a long time ago, bro, an ordained man of God to speak to the people and spread the word, he had to get permission from the higher power. So that means you got to give me your curriculum of what you about to teach them before I give you permission to go have church. Huh? So if you got to get permission, right? Anybody that you go ask for something, when you say, hey, bruh, can I use your car? What's the next question you about to ask me?
Where you finna go?
And some other follow-up questions. So a nigga ain't going to the man and be like, hey, man, I want to go beat the streets and spread the word of God, man. We need to save these souls. Well, when you say save the souls, spreading the word, What you? Give me one answer. What you preaching about?
And what's so funny, man? I was watching TV the other day. I was watching Rick and Morty, and we practice these pagan activities so much to where these folks will put it in our face, man. Put it right in our face, and we will miss it. So the toxins took over the world in the episode, and the white priest was up there preaching to the crowd. And so when the toxin swiped him, he said, "Hey, we made it up. We did it all just for money." And I'm like, this is so funny because if I'm religious, I get mad.
But the thing about it is, but if you look at the Simpsons, they say little things like that. The white people they have that dark humor like that because they know the truth. Because we the ones who sit there when they say it, look all confused and crazy.
Because if I'm religious, I get mad.
You get offended.
But if I'm spiritual, I'm not worried about that.
So check it. And I used to always hold this back, man, because people get mad, disrespect, anything like that, right? But I'm gonna tell you a quick story that it just tell me if it makes sense to you, right? All right. The Bible. We were just talking about earlier how it plays what we live in right now. So Jerusalem was weird. Where's Jerusalem? Where's Egypt?
What's that?
In Africa, right? Okay. So that means everybody now at that time, we don't know about that shit getting colonized way back when, or the Bible days. So what that mean? Everybody over there is who? Black, right? Okay, Jesus black, Mary black, Joseph black, right? Now, this is how they didn't realize how we were going to put context clues, together to understand what they were putting in the Bible, because everybody keeps saying the Bible's man-made, it's interpreted, it's doing this and doing that, right? So that is their cop-out of not wanting to read the Bible or anything like that, right? So, check it. When it is interpreted differently, right, it's because every time that we get some new information and we start piecing it together with context clues, it starts to make sense and we start realizing it's a lie. They got to combat it and try to teach us all over again to retrain us to think away from what the fuck we just put together. Hey, bro. Hair, wool, skin of bronze. And you look up at that picture up behind the preacher, like, man, that nigga don't look like what we just read. You know, okay. So, but this is another thing. All right. No preacher, no apostle, no deacon can tell me this. Right? All right. Mary, she was a what? What was Jesus' mom? Virgin?
A virgin.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Cool. Joseph was married to her. If she a virgin, that mean they ain't never had no sex.
Right.
I correct me if I'm wrong now, right? He had sex with her, right? Because if you're a virgin,
she never had sex.
Ain't no man of the clock gonna tell me this, boy. His wife come to him and tell her, baby, I got some good news. I'm pregnant. And that man say, huh? Run that by me again? Bruh, and to be honest, a man in the cloth, man, a Christian ain't nothing but a sinner that fell down and got back up because if she tell him, baby, I got good news, I'm pregnant, man, that man might lose a religion. Bitch, what?
But and go do a sacrifice and pray for forgiveness.
And the thing about it is, she would say, no, baby, I didn't cheat. It was God. And then he say, you know what, baby? You're right. That's your first test of faith that they putting in your face. To see if you are spiritually inclined to feel and see, well, how can that happen? Did we manifest that? Did we pray for that? That's your first throw off of faith. That's your first throw off, right? All right. Boom. But then they say God is his father. Okay? Now, how many times in the Bible did it say that God came down and showed Jesus how to throw a football? Showed him how to was witnessing his first step. First day of school. None of that, right? Watching graduate. None of that, right? But what does the Bible say that he was always doing what? Talking to him. He was always talking to Jesus. Always talking to Jesus. But the Bible is written black because what? What happens when a single mother and your son get in trouble? What's the first thing that mama tell you to do?
Go talk to you.
Call your daddy. Call your daddy. Because this, now keep in mind now, Joseph is the husband. This is a co-parenting situation. The way that the story is lined up, this is a co-parenting situation. Because Joseph is at the house with Jesus. God is not there. God is speaking to Jesus. He is speaking to him. When your dad is on that phone chastised, he walk you through right, wrong, what to do. Hey, tighten up. Do better. Listen to your mama. I need you to do this. I need you to do that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right? Now, Mary, her baby boy, only child, miracle, black boy. No matter how often that baby daddy was in that child life, never being there, right? Y'all don't have no good co-parenting relationship. But he come to you and say, baby mama, listen, I know we ain't on the best of terms right now. However, the world is in trouble. I need our baby boy. He got to die for his sins, save his world. That black woman that done been late nights when that baby sick, got to call in from work. Everything that she do is for that baby boy. Gonna say, you know what? Cool. And let him go without running up to there and getting shot, trying to chase them down before he get on that cross. Or they hang that queen right up next to him because she ain't gonna let you kill her baby boy. And she lived to see it. Or she stay and let that stay on her heart. Still black. Joseph, any black manly man that comes into a woman's life as a package deal, stepchild, he has to work hard to weigh in and get over on and get in good graces, not get over, but get in good graces to make sure she knows you're safe with me and he is safe with me because why? What's yours is mine too, because we are one. Difference is, this is not the ideal stepfather because this baby came as they were married. First black man gonna think is, no matter what, you the man of the house, your wife ain't gonna come to you and say, well, man, I gotta get, me and the big God talk. And the world's crazy, so we gotta give up our son. He said the best thing is to give up our son. That man gonna say, hey man, you run my house or do I run my house? What is you talking about? Are you crazy? But the thing about it is, black thinking black. Joseph watched them escort that man up there, and Joseph said, you know what? She lied and cheated anyway. That wasn't mine. Let him go. Jesus know the time, the day, and the hour when he was going to die. He gathered everybody together and had a kickback. What did he call it? The Last Supper. Brother, Jesus invited all the hoes near and far. And then he invited 12 of his niggas.
And called out which one we're going to portray him.
Hold on. You're moving too fast. He invited 12 of his niggas, right? Now, this is not in sequence because this was a totally different instance, but let's just keep thinking if this sequence happened at the same time, right? Jesus, the party turned up. One of his homeboys came and said, man, Jesus, bro, this party lit, bro, but I got some bad news. He said, what? Man, well, we got to drink. All we got is this water. Jesus said, hand me that water. Turned into wine. Tell me what white man can think quick on his feet like that? Tell me what white man is that creative? Turn water into wine. There isn't. That's something that when you're under pressure and when you're back against the wall, you get up out of there. And that's a certain culture trait that ain't yours. Right? Boom. Nah, the party super lit. They turned up. They done turned into wine. Now, Jesus turned up. He feeling himself. You know it's about to go down. But this is last little hoorah with his dog. A drunk tongue speaks a sober heart. Jesus said, man, I got something to tell y'all. They say, what? He said, man, somebody here dipping his hand in the water and somebody in here will betray me. So everybody whispering, is it you? Is it you? Is it you? Is it you? But I told you another episode ago, man, with black folks, bro, we were born and created with something called intuition and conscience. Anything that we know we wrong somebody or we did wrong and not supposed to, it weighs on us. It bothers us. We can't eat, we can't sleep, we can't concentrate until we come forward because we know we did wrong. And the wrong that we did, it put somebody, it could harm somebody else, or it was in wrong and ill intent. So hearing that, feeling that, and knowing that, somebody said, Lord, is it I? He wasn't confessing like a black dude. He want to see shit. Man, somebody knows something more than you know what I'm saying. You ain't saying that I did it, but you kind of reading the room like, because everybody's still whispering. Nobody done came out. Everybody looking around, and he was like, shit, Lord, is it I? And he said, thou hast spoken. But when you look at that, man, we have been tailor-made and everything revolves around us because we powerful. The Bible, they are taking us away from spirituality because in our spirit, if we start to feel and understand the royalty that we are, your words, your badge, none of that ain't gonna matter no more. None of that ain't gonna matter because this world moves around with us. Without us, this world don't go around because y'all are not gonna tell each other to work hard. Y'all gonna tell, man, you ever seen two white people going back and forth in the workplace? Man, listen, bro, they would tell a motherfucker, we tell a motherfucker quick about, you ain't my manager. But boy, listen here, they don't care if you the manager or not. Boy, don't play with me. They do not care. So they will not be able to run a factory with just each other and think it will flourish. Because you can't take something away from another privileged motherfucker and threaten them. Other than just their life. And they crazy enough to not give a fuck about their life. Because what was they created for? What purpose was they created for? Every purpose was charged on us. That's why they dare. They play dare with life. Bungee jump. But they want us to think, bro, it's a thrill. Live a little bit. Bro, we know what's common sense and what's safe and what's not. We know life is precious. We don't need to toy around with jumping off a cliff. Bungee jump. They don't care about life because the purpose is different. That purpose is to kill, steal, and destroy. Ours is to nourish, uplift, bring prosperity. That's what our charge is. But a lot of people will hear that, man, and a lot of people who are religious would look at it and say that I'm playing with the word, being funny, being disrespectful. But just put that in your mind and just think. Put that piece, that story together again, and the scenarios on how parallel and how it sounds so like us. But the Bible say God was in Jesus. I'm gonna close with this. In my opinion, I don't think a lot of people have woken up and not say woken up, but they haven't looked into that God and Jesus is two different people thing. I think the door is still cracked, and that door needs to be closed because we just thinking that somebody is a father and somebody is a son and somebody's answering to another's. But it's God has always just been in Lord. He has been within him. He don't stand over, he's within him.
And a lot of people, when they start to learn that God is within us, then they would be able to move on and spiritually incline a little better than where they are right
That's
now.
That's the voice in your head. That's that gut feeling. Bro, you ever notice when you about to do something that you know is gonna hurt you, or it's a big decision, or something dawns on you, and the first thing you do is when something clicks, that deep breath, that deep sigh, that's your feeling, that's your spirit, man. People think when something clicks, it clicks in the mind like, ooh, got it. Not all the time. With us, is I knew I felt that. And we gotta stick with that. We gotta stick with that, man. And we got to go back with that.
And man, like I said, man, you know, it's always a pleasure stopping by here in the rabbit hole, man. I know it's been a while since we been face to face going at it. But like I said, man, you don't seem rusty to me, man. So,
I mean, bro, you know, just talking on the mic is different, you know, and having the dialogue is something that I do. So this is something that I do on the regular. So it's never going to sound rusty. I guess the rest would be sticking that microphone in front of me. And when you stick that microphone and you press the on button and you press record, I think the mind starts to think about what do you want to say and what you don't want to say, what box you want to open, what box you want to keep closed, what door you want to open, and which ones you want to keep locked and shut. So, but the thing about it is spirituality, bro. You will sometimes realize when you go to rambling and rambling and rambling and rambling on and on and on and on and on, that ain't you talking. That's the spirit having his way.
And I got to give you props, man, because it ain't like I called you up in the middle of the week and say, man, I'm feeling this. This was on my mind. You've been in Savannah working. I've been down here working, putting my own stuff together. And I just pulled up on you today and said, man, let's talk about misguided faith. Hey, man. And like Shaq and Kobe Blue Chip, I threw it up for you. And you came down and dunked it.
And to be honest, I don't even know what the hell this is I wrote. Two things on the paper. I'm taking the paper that's okay, well, give me what you want to talk about, let me write it. But, you know, that's just putting it down and just speaking from the heart. You know, guys, this is something that we want to keep doing with each other. Keep dialoguing, keep talking. Just because you don't understand or get what I'm saying, you know, let's talk about it then. Let's have the dialogue. Let's all come together and talk about it. You know, if you disagree, why? Let's talk about it. We don't always have to agree, but let's have a healthy meeting, man. Just something healthy. Just stop with the toxic, the name calling, the backbiting, man. But let's just come together. We in the first season deep, and man, I'm loving it.
Hey man, if I got a message for the first season so far, it's each one teach one, man. Reach out to your neighbor, each one teach one. Man. We all can learn from each other.
And that's what's up, guys. Once again, you are in this rabbit hole and getting it straight, raw, uncut, but it's fulfilling. And I'm hoping you guys are loving it. You know, until next time, you know, JP and Lil Cuz. It's the FWM podcast. Fuck with me.
and they closing it quickly. Bullets flying in the air. I just hope they don't hit me. I walked outside, fed my dog. I was surprised when he bit me. Police looking in my eyes, like it's time to go get me. The description, it fit me. This life is so filthy, I can't breathe. I wanna break free, but it's like I can't leave. This ain't me, it can't be. It could be. One shot to the head, watch how the hood bleed. Being tied to the cane, it'll drag it to your knees. Modern day slavery, like we still hanging from trees. Freedom yells from a cell, from heroin sales. Being a young black male that'll get you 400 years. Why a cracker get probation for like 400 pills. From elementary to now, I lost like 400 pills. For every 200 stitches, boy, that's 400 ears. 400 million eyes watching social media real.
These are the days of our lives, and as the world turns, we take a ride, yeah. Following the guiding light, search for tomorrow. These are the stories.
Young and restless brother with a stressing mother. Life ain't no cakewalk, that's what he just discovered. Disgusted by how the police did his cousin. Ain't nobody doing nothing, let nobody ever love him. Now he thinking, man, who love me? He just 14, now he seeing how the world spin. Lost in the world when winter got him a girlfriend. She 38 and he love how that girl spin. Blucker, looking for drama. Started hustling to give it to mama. Get money or get nothing, that was his mantra. Kept a pocket full of cookies and it made him a monster. Met with a real mobster who made him an offer like I could make you a rich man. He started grinning, thought about his beginnings, then he thought about the ending. Ordered the